to cook a meal for 1 million people, and I want at least 90 to 80% of them to like the meal. So when I'm making certain songs, I'm trying to please damn near everyone when it's in a collection of an album. No matter what message I'm trying to get across or the tone is, I want everybody to feel satisfied once you get to the last song, like, all right, I didn't have to skip around or pick at my plate. I just let it rock. And I felt like I got a little bit of something for everything. Wow, this might not be my favorite record, but I can see when I would play this.
What's good, everybody? It is Steven from This Side of Jersey podcast, the #1 podcast in the world, Stamps. Today, we have a very special guest, but before we get into that, be sure to like, follow, and comment on YouTube. Be sure to follow and download on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the whole shebang. All right? Now, to my left, I have a Jersey legend. Before we get into the interview, we gotta play a little layup lines. All right. Now, for those who do not know, layup lines is a segment where we like to get a little loose. We like to ask our guests a few questions just to get them the juices flowing. You feel me? Get them all creative feeling. All right. So, we just gonna go through the questions. We don't got Ivan for the shot clock, so we just gonna go through the questions. All right. So, contestant, are you ready?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Here we go. Performing or recording?
Performing.
Clowns Don't Cry or Who's Watching the Kids?
Clowns Don't Cry.
Tour life or album mode?
Album mode.
There's Music on Mars or Save the Soda?
There's Music on Mars.
Legendary freestyle or legendary verse as a feature?
Legendary verse as a feature.
Anime or mafia movies?
Anime.
Writing or drawing?
Drawing.
Martin or Fresh Prince?
Martin.
Cartoon 2 Network or Nickelodeon?
Cartoon Network.
Hey Arnold or Rocket Power?
Hey Arnold.
Ah, there we go. So as you can see, man, listen, our guest got taste. As you can see, he's a man of smart decisions. You feel me? But I really want to introduce this guy, man. We really want to get this interview in. It's been a long time coming. But to get into his professional titles, his catalog has range, it has depth. He has Who's Watching the Kids. He has Camden. He has Macaroni Tony. He has Who's Watching the Kids 2. He has What Will Jose Do? He has Melody Monster. And his latest album, Clowns Don't Cry, is set to release soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Mir Fontane is here. It is lit. The album is coming, bro.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? Talk about it. Tell us about the Clowns Don't Cry.
Clowns Don't Cry is a project that's about to drop very soon. We finally just turned everything in.
Ah, okay.
Got all the features and everything cleared, and everything's finally good to go. It's a project that I hold personal to myself. It's pretty much just a statement on being more than just an artist. Like, at the end of the day, you're still a human being.
Indeed.
You still go through things outside of the music. I was going through stuff in my own personal life that I wanted to bring attention to where it was like, when I lost one of my best friends, more people they'll give me condolences, but on top of that, they'll be like, oh, but imagine the type of music you'll make, or imagine the next album, how it's gonna sound. Like, I can't wait for that, but it just felt like an underhanded type of condolence, if that's even a thing.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to show a little more. I also wanted to give a reward to my fans who love when I rap a little more. So it's definitely more on the rap heavy side. I just like it a lot. It's definitely a lot more vulnerable than a lot of my albums. All of my albums are vulnerable.
Indeed.
This one's definitely more personal to myself.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Every time you drop a project, there seems to be a new motivation, a new concept, right? To come back and get bigger, better, right? What is the motivation to continue to come back and be better, right? Like, how do you keep sparking that flame to come back and elevate your game every time you drop?
It's really the fans, for real. It's partly the fans. I don't want to say it's all the fans, but it's heavy on the fans. I know, like, my music helps and heals a lot of people. They tell me so much, and I feel like that I owe that to them. They give me so much. They allow me to live a dream without having to have a 9 to 5. So they support me in that way. I can at least get back to them. with the music I create and actually giving them some great quality product.
Indeed.
And also just the fact that it was something Will Smith said a long time ago. He was like, plan A got to work because there is no plan B. You know what I mean? So when I decided to drop out of college and like just chase this music career, what I foresaw for myself is what I'm still chasing, and I'm not satisfied until my vision is fulfilled. And I feel like it's still out there, so it's something worth still chasing.
Yeah. You talk about this concept, bro, this Clowns Don't Cry, and how you have to kind of put on this face for them to perform, right? And it's kind of not their obligation, let's say, to care about your personal life, right? Is there ever a time where there's some kind of resentment toward the fans, where you feel like you're kind of giving them, you're emptying the tank on them, right? You're giving them everything, right? Is there ever a time where you kind of resent that because you don't get to be who you are all the time?
I wouldn't call it resentment. I don't even know what I would call it, but there's definitely a feeling of, you get a feeling of emptiness. You become the embodiment of the persona or your stage name, to the point that that's what you have to live in 24/7, and your feelings don't matter unless it's on the beat or behind the instrumental. So at a point you kind of feel trapped within your own dream and your own aspiration. But I can never resent the fans, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's one of the reasons I do it, and they've gotten me this far. Like you said before, when you was introing me, called me a legend, like things like that. Like can't say I never seen it, because that's what I always wanted to be.
Right.
Like if you're gonna do it the right way and go all the way with it. But for it to be like fruition and like be able to go back and look at the work that I put in the shows and like the hard nights at the studio and stuff like that, and to look back at the fans, everybody who supported me from day one, I'm more grateful for the fans than anything, because it's yin and yang with everything. Like nothing's completely 100% like positive all the time.
I want to say, I think there's times in your music where you're very transparent, right? And you're very honest, right? It's not, maybe you can't be that all the time, but there are some cracks and crevices where you give us some of the inside things that are happening, right? You have a song that you recently dropped where you said you contemplated quitting rapping, is what you said, right? How is that something that you deal with, something that you battle with, right? This idea of you stopping rapping because it becomes too much to bear, right? Like, talk about that feeling a little bit.
I actually sat down with myself recently and I thought about that. I feel like rapping for me is therapy. Okay. I feel like I was running away from therapy. I was running away from actually having to speak on my issues, because that's the artist that I am and that's the artist I've always been. I'm not, like, I can't just pull out and just make some vibey record all the time. Like, most of my stuff has to come like from what's going on with me, what's going on with Mir, and then blend that behind Mir Fontane and make a record. So quitting rapping is kind of like me admitting or even coming to terms that like I'm not where I believe where I thought I would be at this point in my life, in my career. So quitting rapping is kind of like me feeling like I still have some type of control over it. I don't think I could ever quit rapping, because rapping comes with music. Anytime I hear an instrumental, I'm gonna want to rap in my head, stuff like that. But like, music is just such a big part of my life, and now I turned it into a profession. So I don't think I could ever completely quit making music. I think I'm gonna always be around music. Somehow.
Okay, beautiful. And what would you say is the most different thing about making Clowns Don't Cry versus Who's Watching the Kids, versus Camden, versus Macaroni Tony, right? Like, what is different about this album?
I feel like all the other albums, I was pretty much speaking from a perspective. Kind of trying to, I'll give you a little bit of me, but then let's throw some Shorty in there. Let's throw homegirl from down the street. Like it was a little bit of everything instead of like everything directly coming back to me. So this is definitely my more personal album. There's a lot of direct subject matters. For example, I got a song called Losing Friends, where I'm addressing one of my best friends that I went to high school with. One of my best friends that I made in my life. He joined the military, and he was about to get deployed to Ukraine. So it's kind of like me sitting down addressing these situations that are happening around me, instead of just letting them happen. It's like, yo, this has been on my mind, I want to have a conversation. And that's just the first verse. Is like, yo, like, we went through all of this and we don't really even talk like that just because of dope stuff. Things happen, you know what I mean? People grow apart, but like if I hit him up, it's like we just talked yesterday type shit. So I just wanted to address certain things that be on my mind. Like, I don't want to lose any more friends without letting them know how much they mean to me, letting them know the impact they had on my life. Because even some of my friends look up to me like, oh, that's Mir Fontane.
Yeah.
But like, they don't know how much of an impact they played in me becoming who I am or even being where I am. So I had to learn the hard way not to leave words unsaid. So I don't want to do that anymore.
Would you say that a lot of your relationships changed from the people who saw you as Jameer, right? And now it's like, you're Mir Fontane, right? Is there a lot of those relationships that you have that change?
I wouldn't say they changed. I was just able to see the difference between a Mir Fontane associate and someone who actually is a Jameer friend.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Behind the music. It's easy when someone comes up to me and that's all we talk about. We always end up just talking about music. Like, all right, that's the value you see in me.
Right.
I can talk with like Chris about anime to he'll send me some crazy somebody falling on Instagram. Like, it's just like, yo, we don't gotta talk about none music.
Wow.
And we're just on the same level playing field. I'm not none of that. And it's like those are the relationships that I hold dear to my heart because it's like I feel like, not to toot my own horn, I think I'm a good judge of character and I choose to be around really good people. When I look back at my circle of friends that I associate myself with, mad, talented, good-hearted, genuine people. And that's one accomplishment I'm very proud of.
Okay.
Sure.
And my last question with you, bro. I had a conversation with Frankie Hill, another great New Jersey artist, and something he said that stuck with me. He said, every time you drop, it's the finals. That's what he said. In terms of like, he was comparing to NBAs and having to perform, right? He was like, every time you drop something, it's the finals, right? Is there a feeling that you get where, a feeling of satisfaction where I put this out, I don't care what the public opinion is, this is for me, I don't care if everybody says they hate this, right? Like, I love this. Do you ever battle with that kind of feeling of wanting to please the people or being like, this is my shit, I don't care if they like it, I'm putting this out?
I definitely teeter on the line of that because the way I look at it is more like I have to cook a meal for 1 million people and I want at least 90 to 80% of them to like the meal. So when I'm making certain songs, I'm trying to please damn near everyone when it's in a collection of an album. No matter what message I'm trying to get across or the tone is, I want everybody to feel satisfied once you get to the last song. Like, all right, I didn't have to skip around or pick at my plate. I just let it rock. And I felt like I got a little bit of something for everything.
Wow, okay.
This might not be my favorite record, but I can see when I would play this.
Gotcha.
I need that for the gym. But I see why you put it on here, and I won't skip it because it fits exactly where it is.
Gotcha.
It fits on this plate.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. It's like, did I do a good job in the kitchen? If not, I need to go back and cook some more. That's how I see it. Everything is just art to me. It's like a little science and a mixture of art, and that's what makes it unique and something fun.
That's beautiful, bro.
I can't win. You can win the finals.
Yeah.
Nobody can win music for real.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta satisfy your community of people that already fuck with you, and bring in more people that want to see what that flavor is. I want that hot sizzler that just came out. What's that? Oh, this is my favorite dish now.
Wow.
Where was I at this whole time and not knowing what this is?
Wow.
I'm gonna tell all my friends.
Okay.
Like that. I look at it that way because if it's a competition, then it gets murky and mucky. It's easy when I can see Frankie's a chef, Cam's a chef, Ish is a chef, Cam's a chef. Everybody in their own right is an artist. However you want to put it.
Right.
Even if you want to put it ball players, we all wearing the same jersey, we from the same state. Cam's a point guard, IQ, you know what I mean? Ish like shooting the three. I like being a LeBron type. I can play the point forward. But we all wearing the same. However you want to put it, music is just a beautiful thing, bro. It's like so fun, bro.
That's tough, bro.
So fun, bro.
That's tough. Bro, listen. I appreciate your time, bro.
Always.
I know it's always a hectic situations, bro, but I appreciate your
We make
time.
it happen every time.
Is there anything you want to tell the camera? Last things, bro, for the album drop.
Make sure y'all go check out Clowns Don't Cry whenever it drops. I love and appreciate each and every one of y'all that been supporting me on this journey. Shout out to my boy, man. Make sure y'all keep on supporting Jersey,
Yes,
bro.
sir,
There's not
man.
too many of us out here doing it. We just gotta keep on supporting each other. It's love, Mir Fontane. Appreciate you.
It's lit. It's lit. Inside Jersey Podcast, y'all.
No more sad songs, no more broke as fuck, and I just wanna bag songs. No more I hate that nigga, but still miss my dad's songs. I wonder if my soulmate is the one that I passed on. I still ain't got no kids, I'm scared my trauma get passed on. How I'ma have a jet and I ain't rich, that's a bad joint. You think them bitches here to stay, just wait till the cash gone. My homie tried to do the right thing, it ain't last long.